way back there with me. Right, come January 31st.
He's gonna do the tactics that he's been doing. So he may do some weird kind of. Will it bother me? No, but what I really do want, I want the judges to pay attention to the actual who's landing what, instead of paying attention to this, all that.
Why was this the right fight for you, Teo?
The best fight in the best, and I think that since, you know, after a tremendous performance by Crawford against Canelo, you see that type of fight and the magnitude it brings, you know, you want to emulate it.
The tension is rising as the fight is coming closer, and Shakur Stevenson is all set to face Teofimo Lopezs on January 31st. Shakur is working hard in the camp, and he is also playing some mind games as he reacts to Teofimo Lopez's latest training footage, noting that while Lopez shows a lot of movement, his focus remains on landing the clean shots that matter. Stevenson emphasized that judges should pay attention to effective punches rather than getting caught up in flashy movements.
What I really do want, I want the judges to pay attention to the actual who's landing what, instead of paying attention to this, all that. Right?
Now that was good to say, because he started doing that after the uppercut.
Yeah.
That I missed, and all I saw was the dancing. Yeah. And you know what I feel? That he got the best of that situation.
Yes, for sure.
Because I didn't have the eye to catch that uppercut and the little stuff he was doing.
I want the judges to pay attention. Okay, what landed and what didn't.
Shakur Stevenson also suggested that some tension with Teofimo Lopezs stems from perceived jealousy, particularly regarding Lopez's comments about ESPN's promotion of fighters. Stevenson interprets Lopez's frustrations as envy over the recognition and visibility that ESPN provides to black fighters like himself.
Teo, were you any jealousy in there? Because both of you guys were being pushed, but it seemed like to me, just from the outside looking in, that he was pushed ahead of you. He was getting the fights that you would. You know, you were calling for Loma, he got Loma.
Yeah.
You wanted other guys, he was getting other guys. Did you see him as a future foe? Because at one point you were 2 divisions ahead of him.
I think that everything just plays out the way it does, and eventually we was gonna end up meeting up with each other eventually. I think that that's how it works, right? When 2 greats collide, you're bound to see a great fight. So I never seen any jealousy in my part with him. I mean, for crying out loud, he fought for Team USA, he got a silver medal. And,
not during them times though,
and the whole thing
not
was
during them
pushed.
times. I'm speaking on the times where I felt like you had a push start. You got the you used to be ahead of me far as like you was the code on Terrence Crawford card. I was underneath. Then you got the opportunity to fight with Lomachenko. And after that, I felt like I kind of got pushed more than you, and you felt some type of way about the way that I was pushed more than you when it came down to ESPN. I remember you saying a little comment with the ESPN only like black fighters and all that kind of stuff. And when you said that, I kind of felt like it was a at me. So
apart from all these things, Shakur Stevenson enters the fight with a noticeable boost in speed and explosiveness, showing off the improvements from his latest camp. He focuses on using sharper timing and quicker combinations to disrupt Teofimo Lopez's rhythm, believing that his upgraded pace and precision will force Lopez to constantly adjust and create openings that Stevenson can capitalize on throughout the fight.
The best version of me can't be beat by none of these fighters. Problem is he keep going up there and saying that I'm slow. So when he realized that I'm a lot faster than what he's expecting, that's going to throw him off a lot, because he watched my last fight. And my grandfather was kind of mad at me for my last, well, not mad at me, but he got on me in my last fight. He said, you had to slow it down for these to see. And I'm like, yeah, I had to slow it down a little bit. But the style that was in front of me, I kind of like. That's why some people like, oh, he looked slow his last fight. The style that was in front of me, sometimes when people think of speed, they don't understand speed don't mean nothing when it's inaccurate. He got a lot of weaknesses though. He's a very good fighter, but I do see a lot of weaknesses. He's not gonna correct them overnight. It's gonna be the same Teo that we done seen 1,000 times before. My biggest advantage is my mental, my mind. My mind is stronger than his.
Stevenson talked about the need to keep a consistently high pace throughout the fight, focusing on wearing Teofimo Lopez's down and forcing him into mistakes as the rounds progress.
I just went up to 140. I said, let me get the Ring Magazine champion. Let's fight that guy. Let's fight the guy that's the guy. And all that more pressure stuff don't mean nothing. As long as I'm like locked in and I'm focused on what I'm supposed to be doing, nothing else matters around me. That 4-weight world champion, it means everything to me. That's me separating myself. A lot of these guys that they claim is the guys nowadays, none of them can say that they are a 4-weight world champion. Honestly, for a minute before Devin went and did it, none of them could say they was really 3-weight world champion. So now for me to go to the 4th and the next level is a different type of thing. And a lot of people got to respect me, because at the end of the day, if they don't respect me, they don't got no choice but to. Whatever I feel like doing that night is what's going to be done. My game plan is my game plan. I'm not going to even tell nobody my game plan. My game plan going to come out come fight night, and just be myself. Just be myself.
On the other hand, Teofimo Lopezs questions whether Shakur Stevenson's power will carry as he moves up to 140 pounds, but he still respects Stevenson's technical ability. Lopez sees him as a smart and skilled fighter who can challenge his defenses and test his own skills, even with the size advantage in Lopez's favor.
What do you think of Shakur, his style?
Great fighter. Good fighter. He knows how to fight. He knows how to box inside, outside. He knows how to use his lateral movement. So I think that all those things I need in order to enhance my skill sets and also to challenge myself, because we can't say we are the best if we don't see it or look for it or even go out there and test it.
You've been critical of him, though, over recent months. Like you said, he had the power of a 6-year-old at one point on social media. You did, yeah. You had a lot of tweets over that.
I don't even remember. Dang. I don't even know what I'd be doing.
But you seem to believe that 140 may be a bridge too far for him, a step too far for him.
Shakur was honestly the most flawless from 123 all the way down to 114. Since then, he's had his shares of victories. I think 135 was his top tier. 140, I think we just got to wait and see.
Shakur Stevenson's move up to 140 pounds is a major step in his career, marking his first professional fight in this weight class. He also sees this as his most challenging test to date, as he faces bigger, stronger opponents, while adjusting his speed, power, and strategy to compete at a higher level.
I wanted to push myself. I know that Teo is a tremendous fighter. I know he's on an extremely high level. And I feel like, well, I know that I can beat him, but I know that this should be a tough session, so I'm ready.
Who were some of the other options you had?
Lamar Roach.
That would have been a real good fight, man. But I mean, Teo, he's a bigger name though, so I see why you went with him.
Yeah, bigger name, and also he got the more accolades. He's been undisputed before. He's won belts at 35, won belts at 30, at 40. So he's more accomplished. So I know that would be a better name on my resume.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that this is going to be a tough fight for you.
I mean, they absolutely right to have their opinion. I already know this guy's good. I done came up in the amateurs with him. I chose this for that reason. Like, I chose this because I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to put myself in a situation to where I'm able to raise my game up to another level. So
meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson approaches the Teofimo Lopezs fight with a mindset focused on challenge and growth rather than taking the easy path. He chose this matchup because he sees Lopez as a true test of his skills, a chance to measure himself against elite competition, and an opportunity to push his limits, not just for the spotlight, but to prove he belongs at the very top of the sport.
The fights he's fought, his style, what is it about him that you are going to exploit?
I think he the truth. He do a lot of things well. I think he flashy. I think it's just some basic stuff. Where I feel like he make mistakes, and I think I'm gonna capitalize off those mistakes.
But bro, what is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth, and then saying I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now, and I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro, so it's like, I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Teo his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy, like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. And I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Your last fight was against William Zepeda in July, and You fought a totally different way.
Shakur Stevenson has emphasized that he thrives on competition and seeks opponents who force him to stay disciplined and adapt constantly. His focus on growth and mastery, rather than taking the comfortable route, drives his preparation and sharpens his mindset, ensuring he's ready for high-level challenges like Teofimo Lopez.
Your division at that time and then the one above you, but it's in a message to the fans. But I think it also did something for you to prove to yourself that, man, listen, that wasn't like my best performance, but I showed you I can get it out the mud. What did that performance kind of do for you now that you look back at it?
Honestly, I think like styles-wise, I think that Zepeda's style is the style that's supposed to give me the most trouble. Like guys that box and give me time to think is the guys that's gonna have a fit with me all night. But the guys who press me and put me against some ropes and throw a million punches, that's the style that's supposed to give me trouble. So I went out there and I prevailed against that style, and now I'm fighting against a boxer, which for me, it just makes it more fun. I don't have to deal with a guy trying to like wear me down so much.
Right.
However, Teofimo Lopez isn't bothered by such remarks and enters the ring with a clear focus on growth and skill development. His drive is fueled by determination rather than just motivation, pushing him to fight not simply to prove a point, but to elevate his career, refine his abilities, and achieve long-term success in the sport.
Are you as motivated for this fight as he is?
I'm determined. It's a difference. I'm determined. No motivation. I have all the motivation I need. Got my family, peoples are good, I'm wealthy, healthy, health is wealth, determined for more, determined for a betterment of my life.
Despite the hype and rivalry surrounding the fight, Teofimo Lopez emphasizes that it's strictly about professional competition, and he also has no issue with Crawford helping Shakur. He downplays personal grudges, making it clear that his focus is on testing skills, strategy, and performance inside the ring, rather than settling any personal score.
Is there a little extra oomph for you in this fight, knowing that Crawford is in Shakur's corner?
No, not at all. Define the odds, man. Everybody be on that side. I think that they all have like some sort of group plan amongst each other. Even with Keyshawn Davis, they all think that they're gonna conquer boxing as friends. I don't think there's friends in this sport. I think Malik Scott would also agree to me on that part. I don't think this should be friends. This is a fight business. This is not about, hey, I want you to conquer this division, I'll conquer that division, we'll all be friends and we'll be champions. This is not the Klitschko brothers era. So whatever Crawford and Shakur want to do, Crawford ain't gonna be fighting for Shakur.
Malik Scott shared his thoughts on the Stevenson versus Lopez matchup, giving the edge to Shakur Stevenson. He acknowledged Lopez's explosiveness and speed, but emphasized that Stevenson's fundamentals, craft, and experience make him more seasoned. Scott pointed out that Lopez tends to make mistakes that a fighter of Stevenson's caliber can punish, especially if he overcommits or leaves openings while approaching. He highlighted Stevenson's jab as a key weapon, particularly from a southpaw stance, and concluded that these factors give Shakur the advantage in the fight.
I hope it's a really good fight. Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about that one?
Well, boxing should be proud. It's very, I don't want to say like TV friendly because it depends on, which either guy, what game they come with. Concerning is Shakur going to use nothing but his legs? Is Teo going to do just enough because Shakur may offset him a bit and give him a look that he never seen before? I have Shakur winning. I think Teo, concerning explosiveness, he get it. Rapid speed, he get it. But I think when it comes to the craft and fundamentals, you have to go with Shakur. To me, he's a lot more seasoned. And plus, I just believe Teofimo, he makes mistakes to me you just can't make when you're fighting Shakur.
Like what?
You can't be overcommitting. You can't approach his offense range with your lead hand down, especially since Shakur is a southpaw. Because that means if you're orthodox and you're approaching Shakur with your lead hand down, you're actually closer to his jab hand. And we all know Shakur got one of the best jabs, especially from a southpaw standpoint.
In the Stevenson versus Lopez fight, Malik points out the key factors that could decide the outcome. He noted that Stevenson's distance control and sharp jab let him manage space, disrupt Lopez's rhythm, and set up clean combinations. Lopez, on the other hand, uses his power and ability to cut off the ring to force close-range exchanges, where his explosiveness becomes most dangerous.
The X factor for Shakur, to me, is distance, which he's very good at doing, especially with his feet. Him and Usyk, they both are very good
Probing with the jab too,
yes,
right?
Probing with the jab, keeping the distance, making short steps going back. They really don't overcommit. And with Teo, I think it's going to be, I think like in Teo last fights, I don't know the last time we've seen a Teo big knockout how we used to see, especially since he moved up in the weight class. But I think this is a fight where he should go back to depending on that, not just going so powerful, but he should just pick his shots. He should punch a lot where Shakur is going to be at and not where he's at.
Malik further added that if Lopez can successfully close the distance and avoid overcommitting, he has the power and speed to overwhelm Stevenson, shifting the fight in his favor. He noted that the clash of their contrasting strengths makes the matchup highly tactical and unpredictable.
He's going to have to cut off the ring, and to me, he really should work on not overcommitting, because overcommitting with the likes of Shakur, with the likes of Usyk, they make you pay when you overcommit, and I'm sure Shakur is dependent on that. So Teo should throw a monkey wrench in those plans and make sure he's keeping his chin behind his front knee, making sure he's keeping his lead hand up, especially going against a southpaw, because like I said, his lead hand down makes him closer to Shakur's jab. So we'll see. These things is easier said than done inside the ring, but like I said, it's a great fight and I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there.
If the Shakur that showed up for Cepeda fights that way against Teo, what happens?
Well, take the Cepeda fight, right?
Yeah.
But don't have Shakur as much in the corner. I think Shakur wins easily. I just don't trust Shakur on the ropes, stuck in the corner against Teo. Against other fighters, I could get why he would do that, but against Teo punch selections is a lot better than any fighter that Shakur has ever fought.
Teofimo Lopezs also explained that his focus isn't on chasing a flashy knockout, but on disciplined, smart boxing. He believes forcing a knockout often leads to mistakes, so he aims to control the pace early, apply consistent pressure, and let opportunities come naturally. Lopez also highlighted that this will be Stevenson's first fight at 140 pounds, suggesting the added size and sustained pressure could test his endurance over the full 12 rounds.
Are you training for a knockout? Are you training to do something to not just beat Shakur, but to beat him in grand fashion? And when I say grand fashion, I mean going for the knockout.
Well, I think that the whole thing is the Bible of boxing really is that if you look for knockout, you won't get it. You know, I think really it's just all about setting the good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there, setting that tone. I think that I don't see him going those 12 rounds. This is his first time moving up to 140. A lot of these guys can say a lot of things about me not knocking them out or whatnot, but they don't come and try to fight me after they feel this power. So it's for a reason. It carries. It does carry.
Furthermore, Teofimo Lopezs and several analysts see Shakur Stevenson's main weakness as his defensive style, which prioritizes avoiding punches over aggressive engagement and limits his knockout power when his jab is neutralized. Lopez believes this cautious approach can be exploited by applying consistent pressure, forcing Stevenson into uncomfortable exchanges where his defensive skills are less effective. By timing Stevenson's punches and pushing the action, Lopez aims to turn his opponent's caution into a tactical disadvantage.
It's one of the best fights you can make in boxing, point blank period. These two are the best in the world at a young age, prime of both of their careers. This is what boxing needs. This is what we want more from boxing. So the fight we know is going to be fireworks, but what's the buildup going to be like? What's the thing that's going to make us tune in on fight night? For Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, it was the rivalry and the chaos surrounding. For Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, it was undisputed at heavyweight. What's it going to be for this one? Yes, championships are on the line. Yes, it's one of the best fights you can make in boxing. Yes, it's going to be a display of the sweet science, but what else? Is there anything personal? Is there anything that we're going to see come out in these sit-downs?
Wade Plemons emphasized that size alone won't decide the outcome. While Lopez has a physical edge at 140 pounds, Stevenson's defensive mastery and control of the pace keep him firmly in the mix. Plemons also highlighted Lopez's versatility, his skill on both the front and back foot, and his elite experience, making him a formidable opponent capable of testing Stevenson in several ways.
What needs to happen more in boxing? You even heard Teo talk about, like, oh, I thought it'd happen years down the line, you know, where we both get what we need to get done and then have this fight. I don't like that mentality. Not that it's Teo's mentality, but it's a boxing mentality. Like, oh, we're both going to defend our belts at our weight class and this and that, and when we don't have anything else to do, then we'll fight, right? Then when the money dries up, then we'll fight. And I know boxing is an entertainment business and the fighters are going to make as much money as possible, as they should, but like this stigma of getting the fights that get all the belts together, then going and having the super fights, because that's what the most eyes and money and attention is on, it's only that way because of, in my opinion, the idea that an unblemished record is the only thing that matters in boxing.
Wade frames the Stevenson versus Lopez matchup as a huge win for boxing, saying fights like this are exactly what the sport needs. He points out that both fighters could have taken safer paths, but chose to challenge each other instead, raising the stakes and excitement. Wade believes matching elite competitors not only advances the sport, but also creates bigger opportunities for both, with the spotlight benefiting them regardless of who wins.
So I think this is what people don't realize about making best versus best fights. For the most part, only good can come from this. I'm going to knock on wood when I say that, because I don't want to have one of these fights where we get a stinker performance or anybody. But when the pressure is this high, when the stakes are this high, and you get this kind of opportunity, it will compound interest, even sometimes for the loser as well. This is why you look at MMA and you look at the UFC, and they have guys with 10 losses, 5 losses, 12. Some people that you would never think are going to compete for a championship, and maybe they don't even compete for a championship, but they're in interesting fights that people want to watch. Doing fights like this makes Teofimo Lopez, makes Shakur Stevenson a bigger name, and therefore, after this fight, they get bigger and bigger fights, and more people get invested into their fights because they know, hey, those two guys will fight the best in the world. Those two guys will go out and perform against the best.
Meanwhile, Sean Porter highlights Stevenson's mix of skill and unpredictability, noting that he shows a different side in every fight. On fight night, it's uncertain who will take control, but Stevenson consistently imposes his style and intensity. Porter recalls Stevenson's previous bout, where he studied his opponent, adapted mid-fight, and asserted dominance. By engaging more in the pocket than expected, Stevenson displayed both courage and strategic intelligence, solidifying his reputation and expanding his fan base.
Or what Tio's gonna show up. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, we gonna always Shakur gonna always be Shakur. The offense that we saw from him in his last fight was just, he knew what he had in front of him, and eventually he knew that he was going to be in a position where he could have his way with the kid who was in the ring. I'm losing his name off the top of my head.
Right, I know you're talking about. But I believe he fought that way because he started hearing all the call of him running. He started saying, you know what? Let me stay in the pocket, because he stood in the pocket a lot more than he normally stood in the pocket with that fight. You know what I'm saying?
It took some unnecessary shots.
Huh?
It took unnecessary shots.
Well, okay, right. Mm-hmm. But you see what kind of fan base he got after that too. The doubters started saying, you know what, I'm gonna roll with him more.
Raleigh Romero also points out that both Stevenson and Lopez have elite backgrounds, including Olympic-level experience, making their clash highly intriguing. He emphasizes their balanced offensive and defensive abilities and predicts fans will see a competitive, high-caliber fight packed with action, rather than a one-sided matchup.
I think it's a great fight.
Yeah.
I think it's a great fight. You'll really see, because at the end of it, they're both Olympians. They're both multi-division world champions. Tio is an incredible fighter. Shakur is an incredible fighter. Shakur has a really high boxing IQ and a very. Shakur coming out with, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good fight. I like to see it.
Greg Hackett also analyzed the matchup, praising Stevenson's speed, technique, and calmness under pressure, while also acknowledging Lopez's power and overall threat. He reminded fans that in boxing, anything can happen, and both fighters must be respected as dangerous opponents.
I remove all of that, and then I look at the fighter. That still is a good fighter. You know what I mean? Strong, fast, you know what I mean? Explosive, unpredictable, and he can hurt you. And every time he's had to step up, he really did step up. You know what I mean? But besides the Cambosis fight, but he stepped up. So I think Shakur. Yeah, my first mind told me Shakur, and I thought about it. Yeah, I'm picking Shakur by decision, but because this is fighting, anything can happen. You can't count Tio out. So there is thoughts sometimes that cross my brain, like, damn, what if Tio catch him like real good though? You know what I mean? And hurt him. Or what if he just out hustling?
Greg Hackett explained why he favors Stevenson, highlighting his careful preparation, respect for Lopez, and track record in high-pressure fights. He compared the matchup to a clash between boxing greats, emphasizing why it promises to be a memorable and significant showdown.
I like Shakur for the dub because he knows how to win. Like, he knows how to win. You know what I'm saying? And he's always prepared to win. So, and I think Shakur respects Teo to the point where he gonna train like he's never trained before, because this is a great fight for him. This is probably the best fight of his career up to date. Even though he's been in some great fights, this is probably the best opponent. You know what I mean? And Teo, same for Teo. So when it's like that, when you put Magic and Bird together, you know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of situation it is. Magic Johnson was nice, but Larry Bird was nice. You put them together, you get a nice game. You know what I mean? So you put these two together, you get a nice fight.
That's a wrap for today's video. Who do you think comes out on top in this clash, Lopez or Stevenson? Share your predictions and thoughts in the comments below.